Hi everyone, it's Diane Evans with stampinwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So welcome to my Facebook page or to my YouTube. Remember, if you are watching through YouTube, that you can subscribe just down below here. And then what happens is you hit the bell and you get notified when I do go live. Or if you're watching on my Facebook page, one thing to remember is that the videos only stay for 30 days. And I haven't been uploading my videos, and I'm wondering if maybe I should start uploading my videos. I think that might be a really wise thing to do. Anyways, welcome to Monday, where I either do a 3D project or a fancy fold card. And today we're going to do a 3D project that I'm kind of excited to see how it's going to turn out. I've done a mock-up of it, and so we're keeping our fingers crossed that it works. Remember to say hello, Andrea. Yeah, so we're going to do a box. This might be on my 12 weeks of Christmas. I have no ideas. It's not really a Christmas box that I'm kind of doing. I'm doing more of a winter sort of type thing, but I'm hoping that it will turn out. Just a reminder, that sounded really funny. Just a reminder that I do have my BOGO going on, and it's only open to Canadians, just because it, due to the policies with Stampin' Up, we can only sell to Canada. We can't sell outside of Canada. Awesome. So what can we do here? Okay, let's go on down. Just a couple things just to remind you about. Stamp Camp is still open for registration. The new classes for next month will be on shortly. Hello, Sherry. Montana, I love that state. And hello, Pam. Anyways, yeah, the Stamp Camp, it's open to anybody in all the markets that Stampin' Up! Is in. I can only sell to the ones in Canada, but I can definitely refer you to different areas of the world for you. We have demos in Europe, we have demos in the UK, in the States, Australia, and New Zealand. So, and of course, Canada. Awesome. So anyways, let's get on going down here. And if I think of other things that I've got to mention, but there is a link to the Stamp Camp. Now, if you are a demonstrator, and this is one thing that a lot of people say, well, I'm a demonstrator, why would I buy the suite from you? The reason you'd buy that suite from us is that you do get 13 make and takes, plus you get 13 alternative projects. And there might be 14 alternatives. So, we are inviting one of our past artisan members back to possibly do an alternative project for you. The Modern Christmas is absolutely gorgeous. Watch on Wednesday. We're going to have a blog hop. You'll see snippets of the different cards that we're doing, plus all the alternatives. I don't think you'll be disappointed. All right, so let's go on down to my desktop. Hello, Sharon. Yes, I'm doing well. And you. And hello, Felicia. Okay, so this is, I'm kind of doing a mixture of the two. I'm using Snowy Delights and Delicate Pines. Well, actually, I'm mixing up a lot of different things. I'm using the dies from here. I'm going to use this Warmest Winter Wishes from here. I'm going to use the die from the Snowy Delights. This has got to be my favorite snowflake die. This reminds me of one we had years and years and years ago. Pam, I think you're... Yes, Pam, thanks. The Stamp Camp, yeah, it's at the end of October. And Pam, your stuff should be here. All the in-town ones are here as well, that I ordered anyways. So let's get back to this. So there's this, and then we're also going to use this, and this is the Peaceful Gardens Glimmer paper, and it has Misty Moonlight, Secret Sea, and this is some greeny color here, and it's really quite pretty. This glimmer paper, they've really improved. One, the glimmer paper will never come off. The sparkles don't come off. The other part is die cuts cut better with this, so it's really a great one. Now we're also going to use some from the Delicate Pine Suite. Like I say, I'm all over the page with with this project today. We're going to be using the Designer Series paper, and this is the beautiful Designer Series paper. It's elegant pine, so a lot of these snowflakes are made out of pine stamps. So there's this one, and I am missing one because I've completely used the 2 sheets of that for my class that I'm doing at my retreat as an add-on class using the Snowy Delights. So it's, yeah, I'm quite excited about that card as well. So there we go. There's that. And then I think we're also going to use, from that, I think we'll also use these gems. So we'll see how it all comes together. Hopefully it all works and everything else. So it is a slider box. I love doing different sort of types things. This was an Angie Judah thing. It's not my design by any means. I'm just not that talented. But I can always make and show you alternative projects with their fantastic designs. Okay, so you are going to have 2 pieces of cardstock. I am using the thick basic white, and the reason I'm using thick basic white is because it has to be a thick cardstock anyways. So if you're going to use any of your regular cardstock, it'll work just fine. All right. So then I did most of the scoring ahead of time, but I do want to show you how this gets scored. So I'm showing you on my my trimmer. It's this piece. There's 2 pieces here, and those pieces are at 5 7/8 by 4 7/8. And on this side, what we're going to do is we are going to score it at 1 1/8. And I want a really good score on here, so I am using my Take Your Pick tool with the stylus end. So we're going to go 1 1/8 on both sides. So we're just going to quickly turn that around. 1 1/8, just right there. And then on the short side, or the 4 7/8 side, we are going to score it at 1 7/8 on both sides. And 7/8 on both sides. So just like that. The other piece, I've scored it at 1 1/8. We're going to go at 1 7/8 again. Sorry, I should have brought that down. 1 7/8. We're going to score it at. And over here at 1 7/8 as well. All right. So we have these 2 pieces that are scored like that. And then we have another piece that is 5 1/2 by 5 1/2. And what we're going to do is we're going to go and score at 1 inch on all 4 sides. Now when you're using, oh, this looks bigger than 1 inch. You know what? It's 1 inch. So 1 inch, we're going to go over, make sure I've got them all at 1 inch. 1 inch. And 1 inch. When I'm going on the short side like that, I like to use as much of this side as I can. All right. That looks crooked. This piece, you know what? I think I'm just going to cut another one of these pieces. This is the 5 1/2 by 5 1/2. I'm just going to grab another piece. We'll cut it at 5 1/2. I know this side is 5 1/2, and I'm going to cut this at 5 1/2 as well. Now, in this particular project, and most projects that you're making 3D projects, we're going to move this over to 1 inch and score that at 1 inch on this side. 1 inch on this side. Okay. With all 3D projects, it's very important that you score and you fold into whatever way you've done it. Now, when I'm pinning that, you always score into the mountain is what you should do. If by any chance you have a couple of pieces that happen to be where you've scored into the mountain, and on some of them you've scored out, not into the mountain. And if you do that, it's going to be out by 1/16 of an inch. So we're just going to score all inside the mountain. So we just go. Now I know this looks like a boring type inside, but I thought with the designer series paper that I'm going to use, I thought the white would be the best. And I see I've got a dirty print there, so let me just come in with my sand eraser and just get that off. There we go. All right, so we've got that piece there. So what I want to do is I want to do some cutting on this piece. So let me come in. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut in this way, and then we're going to angle both the sides off. So we're going to cut this way and this way. And then what we want to do is we want to miter these sides. So we're just going to take this and miter that, and miter that. The same with this side. I think I like making boxes just as much as I like making cards. Okay, up here and here. I'm going to miter in here. And miter in this way as well. So 5.5 by 5.5, score it 1 inch on each side. And then we cut from this side and this side. Okay, we've got that like that. And then these two pieces, what we're going to do is we're going to have the skinny part right down here in the middle. We're going to just turn it, and I am going to, just hold on, here and here, and then I'm going to cut here and cut here, and we want to miter and miter, and do that on the other side. So just cut down here. It's an easier way. I'll show you the easier way. So we can just turn that down and just miter that. So you might want to take a screenshot of this. So a screenshot is just like that, and we're going to do the other one exactly the same way. Yes, Andrew, I totally agree. Boxes are so much fun. One here. Push that down. And remember, when I folded that down, I folded into the mountain. So that is really important that you do. There and there, and then we're just going to miter these off. And when we miter these off, what happens is when you form the box, you don't have to do that trimming afterwards. Okay, so we've got all those pieces there, and now what I want to do is I want to go in, and we are going to, I've got that all bone folded, that one. Let's go, now remember, I'm folding into the mountain again. And these pieces as well. If you don't, it will come out uneven. And it might be too tight of a fit or too loose of a fit. So the same with this. And this. Okay, so we have those two pieces there. Oops, there's another dark mark on there. Don't know where that comes from. Okay, so we've got those two pieces. Those are the two that are 5 7/8 by 4 7/8, and this is the box part. So let's go ahead and make this box first. So what we want to do is we want to fold this in, and we're just going to do a box. Now, you could use your Seal Plus, I'm going to use glue. I shouldn't have put that on there yet. So I'm going to make sure that that's good and lined up. Just hold that in place for a bit. And one here. Then I'm going to go in and do that the same on here. And sometimes if you let it set for just a tiny bit, it works. It stays better and it dries. It's tacky, right? So just going to put that, whoops, going way off kilter there, so apologize. One there and one there. Now that is the box. Okay. Now, this one has a bit of a thing that what you're going to do is, like I say, this is a slider box, and we have to get something, because when this goes in here like this is going to fit right in here, and it's going to slide in and out. You know what? I think I'll finish doing this part up, and then I'll show you this mechanism. All right. So remember, this is all folded into the mountain. So you're going to take, for this piece here, you're going to take this. Normally you would put on the inside. Let's put it on the outside of this particular one. And the reason you're doing it on the outside of this, it's going to get covered, but the reason you're doing it on the outside is so that the sliding mechanism isn't going to get caught on it. Very, very important. You'll be frustrated if you don't. So this is on, whoops, that is on the wrong side. I just finished telling you that. Okay, let's just take that glue off. I'm going to come in and we're going to use our embossing buddy. And we want to de-stick that just for the time being. So again, this part is going to go onto the outside of this. Here and on the outside. And like I say, when we go to put the other part on there, it's going to cover that part up like that, and you won't see it, but at least on the sliding mechanism, it is not going to have anything that's touching it and making it go like this. You know, if it was on the other side, it would really muck that up. So that's for that. Now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on this side. Put it on the outside here. So on the inside of this part, because we fold it into the mountain, it's going to go right like that. So this part is right on the outside. Hello, Amanda. And then this part is going to be on the outside as well. We're not wrecking that mechanism. This is the top. Oops, sorry. Just the top. So then, when this goes in here, and this goes here, then you're not going to, I think we'll do it this way. Yeah, there we go. All right. Then there's this mechanism, and this is just cheap. This is paper for in the printer, so copy paper. So this is 2.5 by 2.5, and it's scored at 2 1/2 inch intervals. We'll just go in and get a really good score line along there. Yeah, I know I was out of frame. I apologize. So we're here. I've got it at a different magnification, and I have a different stand, and I'm not used to this, so wish it was instant where you could see that. All right, so we have that just like that. This is going to go in here, here, and then it's going to slide. All right, So this mechanism here, we're going to go ahead and put tear and tape on both sides. Got to concentrate where this is going to go. So tear and tape right there. Let's go ahead and put tear and tape on the other side of this. So you cut 2 of these, 2.5 by 2.5. So we folded those all in just in accordion style. And this like this. Okay. So then this piece here, we're going to take this off. And we're just going to attach this right on the inside of this box, right here. Center it. And then we're going to do the same for the other side. And then these go like this, and then we're going to take our box in. This is going to go in like this. You want it that way. Okay, so it's like that. So I'm just going to take this apart and take this piece off. This is the tear and tape. That is just going to go in, slide in just like that. That. And then it slides in and out. And then we're going to do the same for the other side. Just take that off. Stick this box right there and slide it in. And then we just want this to be attached. Oh, you made this once. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to turn around and we want to attach these onto this part here. So we're just going to take this glue. I'm just going to take, we're going to do it individually, one at a time. So that's just going to fit onto there. I've never made this box, so. And then we'll do this one right here. And then the same one here. And I think doing it one by one, it really helps. I thought this would look really nice with the peaceful, you know what? That is crooked because I didn't trim it quite right. So I will have to go in and just trim that piece. There we go. And the last piece is right here. So then what happens is that this goes choop. So you can put a lot of different things in there. Jewelry would be really nice in there. This one's not quite to that end there. There we go. All right. So then I went and I cut this beautiful paper. This is from the Delightful Gardens stuff. And it's right there. So and I should have 2 of those pieces, and I do. And then that is going to go here. Now I know that this, I know this matches. Maybe it doesn't. There we go. So we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to use my seal on this. This paper is absolutely gorgeous. This is just going to go right on here. Now these, whoops, these pieces of Designer Series paper, oh, look at that, are measured at, let's see, what did I measure them at? 3.5 by 1 3/4. Maybe I should have used glue on this. Just like that. And then I'll put this one on there as well. Here. Now you see I cut one of these snowflakes out of there. Okay, that's like that. Now what we need to do is I'm just going to burnish that on there. Now if we wanted to, we could have stamped a snowflake in the middle there. Or you know what would be really nice? On the inside there, instead of it being a white box, we could have done a pretty peacock one. But you know what we could do is I could do a layer of pretty peacock in there. That would look quite nice. You know what? I'm going to grab some pretty peacock and that's what we're going to do. So we just have that. Now I have to figure that out. If it's 5.5 by 5.5 and it's scored at 1 inch on each side, 5.5, 4.5, 3.5. So it'd be 3.5 by 3.5, but I'm going to go 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Did I really mix people up? Who said you never use math, right? So I'm going to go 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And that should look quite nice on the inside. If you do go one into the mountain and one against the mountain, you will find that it will not fit properly. Okay, so there we go there. See, I can put this right down in there and that would look really quite nice inside. So that's what I'm going to do. And you know what? I think I might use glue because I can quickly move it if it's not right. It does have a 1/4 inch all the way around. Oops. This would have been a lot easier to put on when oh dear, when I had it. You know what? I'm just gonna slide this down like this because I really want to get it in there straight. Thanks, Renee. So just like that. So see, it's going to go like that and that. I want to put this on here, but what you need to do is then you need to take ribbon. Now we happen to have the ribbon. I wonder if I don't have enough. You need about 20 inches. You do have ribbon that is with the sample ribbon, the white and the Misty Moonlight. I don't know if I'm even going to have enough ribbon here. Let me just see. This should be about 20 inches. Oh, look at that. I can't even get that off. You know what? I have another roll of this, so I'll just use that one. Or, geez, it might even look really, really nice with the secrets. I don't know if I'd get away with using Secret C with Pretty Peacock, would I? No. Anyways, it's about 20 inches that we want. Or maybe just a bit more. So I'm just going to come in with my ruler. So 12, let's go about 22 inches. Yeah, the spring action is really kind of cool. So when it opens, it kind of just, it won't stay together because it's springy, right? But what we're going to do is we are going to take this and I'm going to wrap this around here. We want it straight. Now, what I'm going to do, and this is, we're going to bring this up to this side here. I am going to use some tear and tape just for a little bit. Oh dear. Let's get this so it's straight and even. So I know I'm going to be covering this part right here. So I'm just going to take this right here and I'm going to use that for my tear and tape. So now this on here would look just great, but you see all that stuff behind. So I thought, oh, that would be really nice. So I had cut myself a 2-inch circle, but then the 2-inch circle isn't quite big enough, I didn't think, but I thought it would look really nice. Let's try a pretty peacock. So if we went 2-inch circle, I'm going to use the 2 3/8 inch circle. You know I'm doing this on the fly, right? So it's going to go like this and then like this. And see, that's going to attach right there. Okay, and you don't see that much. All right, so I'm going to use dimensionals on here. So what's people crafting today? I got to get one of my pillow gifts done for the retreat. It's my goal after this. I was in town this morning bright and early. We have so much construction in Kamloops that it's so frustrating because it's like an hour to get into town. That's totally ridiculous. Okay, this is a bit too white for me. So I think I'll just come in and just sponge a little bit. Not a lot. Yep, the pillow gifts are coming together. Like I say, I need to be in here. Okay, this is going to go right here. And it's going to go onto that side. So we're going to put dimensionals on this side. Now, this is dark on dark. So I really think it would look great to do it with black dimensionals. Whoops, am I out of focus? Oh, because I put my arm there, I was out of focus. All right. I haven't got anything on there yet, so this will go like this. And see how that just goes right over top of there. We want it in the middle. And then that's going to hold that ribbon into place. And then I'm just gonna tie this right now. Now I always tend to tie, if I want a bow to go straight, I turn it upside down. You're making Christmas cards. Very nice, Sharon. 4 photo albums for your Disney trip. Very nice. Very, very nice. What Disney? Did you go to Paris? Or did you go to the one in the States? There we go. Now, I'm not going to really trim this down. This would have looked really nice with a silver ribbon as well. All right, so we're going to put this right on there. Oof, it's looking pretty. All right, so I'm going to come in with little dimensionals and put those where I can. And we won't be putting them anywhere. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take my strips I'm going to make my own strips. Yes, in Paris. Very nice. I don't know what the rides are like there. Part I love about Florida is I love Universal. Universal's my thing. And of course they opened up that, they did a dry opening for that Epic Universal. And that was kind of cool. We didn't get to see a lot of it, but we did get to go on the best rides. So my cousin and I said that we were the roller coaster critics. All right, so I'm just going to put this right here. Make sure that that doesn't look over. Ugh. So frustrating. You know what? I'm not even going to use dimensionals. Look at that. I am going to turn around and we are going to use glue dots. That will keep it so that we do not have it showing. Because I don't want it showing on there. So I'll just come in and roll up those glue dots. What a nice trip though. I think Disney, no matter where you are, is amazing. They say the one in Tokyo or in Japan is quite neat too. A little bit different. Apparently, I don't know. I haven't been to the one in Disney. Okay. All right. So that is going to go right there. And of course we need a sentiment on there. And you know what, like, do I want, you'd have to take this bow on and off, and that's okay. Now let's work on this. Where did I have those gems? These are pretty peacock. First time using this. So let's see, are they gonna go great? Ooh, that will look nice in there. Look at that. And I'm gonna use the smaller ones. Oh, no, you know what? I'm gonna use the white ones on there. See how that's okay. All right, then what we're going to do is on the words, I have a piece of Pretty Peacock. It's 3/4 of an inch because I really like this Warmest Winter Wishes. Now if you want to do this as a Christmas, I would use something else. But this Warmest Winter Wishes, I think, would be a perfect one to put on there. And of course, I think this needs to be in silver or white when I emboss. What would you like to see it in? Silver or white? I'm just waiting for your answers. Like I said, silver or white embossing. Oh, you know what? I don't see the Facebook ones, so let me jump over to Facebook and see. Okay, hello Lorraine and Mary and Lena and Karen. I'm sorry. Hello Marilyn. Okay, Felicia says white. Renee says silver. Oh, Amanda says she doesn't like roller coasters. I absolutely love roller coasters. They're my thing. Oh, I do. I just love. Okay, so we got two white. Oh, two white and one silver. What do you think? White or silver? This may not go very good. White emboss, a snowflake on the inside. Yeah, that would have been good too. I didn't see your comment ahead of time, Marilyn. I keep forgetting that it doesn't show on my feed all at the same time anymore. It used to. Silver. Okay, it's silver it is. Has one out. We used to have a glitter embossing powder. Can you imagine? Oh my goodness, that would have been just absolutely gorgeous. Okay, silver definitely is winning out now. And we'll come with our heat tool. Remember when I first started with my pup, I'd bring out the heat tool and she would run. Now she just goes, oh, Mom's using the heat tool. Yes, I think silver is the right way to go, ladies. Okay, so the ribbon is on that side. You know what? I think it's gonna go right there. It's too bad it wasn't just a bit smaller. You know what? I could probably trim it down to 5/8. Let's try that. I think 5/8 might be a little bit better. Let's try that. Whoops. Nope. No, I don't think I'll start cutting anymore. All right. So, oh, you know what? Across there would be quite nice, wouldn't it? All right, so I'm bringing that trimmer back in because I'm having issues cutting this straight. Yeah, I've used this. I just love this snowflake. This snowflake, I think, is one of those beauties. Now, I'm going to come in with some little dimensionals. We're going to just put those, and hopefully they can fit in behind here. Fuzzy cut. I could have fussy cut it, yeah. Whoops. Do you want to see it fussy cut? Do have enough if it's not going to work. Okay, let's try fussy cutting it. So straight across there. Up. Cutting through a dimensional there. There we go. Let's see how that's going to look. Oh, that looks good too. There we go. Here. So there we go. There is that slider box. This is going to stay together. So then it's a slider box. Oh dear. Now that I should have tested before I did that. Just bear with me here. Just got to put this in a different spot. There we go. There. All right. So there's our box, and it slides out. It would be great, like Marilyn said, to go ahead and put a snowflake on the inside. We could also turn around. We could put some candy in here. This is like the Ferrero Rocher, the coconut ones. That'll fit 4 of those. That would be awesome. Let me just put 4 in there. Slide that up. There we go. Wow, that's great. You can get 4 chocolates in there, and then we'll just tie that up in a bow as well. Thanks, Felicia. Thanks, Pam. All right, so there we go. Not sure what else we could put jewelry in there by all means. this year, no, my granddaughter's not getting her Pandora this year. It's next year. My oldest one already has hers, so like that. There we go. Awesome. So if you like that, oh, good. So if you like that, what kind of candies are these? Okay, these are called Raffaellos. Now, these are a brand. They're made by Ferrero. I know we can get them in Canada, but they're Ferrero candies, but they're coconut. So there's no chocolate on here, but there's a hazelnut inside with a really yummy cream inside. I love these ones. These are probably my favorite. Okay, so if you like that, give me the thumbs up, share my video. I really do appreciate it when you do that. If you have any questions at all, please reach out. And also, if you have any ideas that you'd like to see me do as techniques or anything like that, I would love for you to send me an idea of what to do. I rely on an awful lot of people that are here in town locally that I do talk with, but I do hope that you will let me know what you would like to do. Okay, so if you do live in Canada, stay tuned. We have an exciting offer that's coming out soon. I have lots of classes that are available, and of course that stamp camp. That stamp camp is, like, we do it 3 times a year, and it's the bomb. It really is. It's an amazing thing. Remember to create, because it's great for the soul, and we will see you tomorrow, 4:30 Pacific time, with a technique. Don't know yet what I'm doing, but we'll figure it out. All right, awesome, you guys. Take care. Bye for now. Thanks for watching. I truly do appreciate it.